Good luck.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has named the politician who's going to fill the vacant US Senate seat. And breaking news, no, it's not Meghan Markle. Despite the Duchess now being out of the running, what has California, America, the world lost? Would she have made a good politician?
You don't say. You don't say. Meghan Markle has not been chosen for the replacement for the late Dianne Feinstein. At this point, just be honest. Just say that your ratings, your clicks, the people who come to y'all websites and stuff, they're not reading your stories, they're not watching your show. Just admit that you just need Meghan for ratings. Just admit it at this point. Y'all just be like inserting Meghan into like stuff that she's like not even a part. Like, I know she just be sitting at home like.
No, what am I getting? And you could have did it. See, I get it. She never apologized.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Dianne Feinstein was a U.S. senator. She's like the longest running female U.S. senator in the state of California, and she died at the age of 90. And I'm only telling this part because a lot of you are from different countries, different continents, and you don't know how the U.S. politicians' political world works. Hell, I don't even know how the U.S. political world works in a lot of ways. Nonetheless, once there's a new election, and if the same senator is not voted in or out, if they pass or anything, they have to be replaced. And for some odd reason, Meghan name came into the mix. For what reason, I do not know. The story actually started with good old Daily Mail. And according to them, within minutes of Dianne Feinstein's passing, they said that the phones lit up with speculation about the Duchess of Sussex. Who the hell is calling the Daily Mail for any type of exclusives? Like, no one trusts this newspaper. I don't even know how this news publication still exists. Like, they're probably in the top 3 most least trusted publications in the world. But eventually, Newsom would pick his Feinstein replacement, who is none other than LaFonza Butler. And yes, she's a woman of color. And if you think what I'm thinking, you're right. If any type of tidbits or speculations that was lighting up the Daily Mail's phones, the only probably tips they got was that the person was going to be a person of color, and they just assumed, oh, she's a woman of color, she's in California, so that must mean it's Meghan Markle. You see, LaFonza? You see Meghan? Now you see LaFonza again. That's her. Now you see Meghan again. Literally, they're like 8 shades. Like, not just feature-wise, but they're like 8 shades of a different color away from each other. Now, I know what you're asking, Dre, how is these rumors even, like, where did this come from? I've been asking myself that for a very long time. Just like I've been asking myself, how did the whole belief that Meghan and Harry left the royal family for privacy and they want to be out the spotlight. Like, there's people who literally believe those are words that came out their mouth. And I don't know where it came from, because those were words that never came out their mouth. Literally ever of them being a couple. But just like the whole privacy conversation, this whole belief that Meghan wants to have a political, I guess, career at some point has stuck. But other than the one time in an interview when this is pre-Harry, where she discussed how she went to school to possibly be either an actor or go into the world of politics, she chose the world of being an actor. That was the only time that I can remember Meghan ever speaking about this topic. And mind you, those were interviews and conversations, I believe, when Suits had just started or right before. And that was the only time I've ever heard Meghan speak about anything of politics. And yes, Meghan is very politically aware. She has done shows talking about politics before, so she's very aware of the world. But nowhere at any time in any place since marrying Harry, or even before, even after Suits, has Meghan ever stated, "I want to go into the world of politics." But it's just something, just like everything else with them, just sticks. When there's anything that's negative against them or can perceive negative, it's always sticks to them. I do not know why. Yes, I do. And that's why I played that clip in the beginning, because even though it's been confirmed that this whole rumor is not true at all, Good Morning Britain, after everything that happened last week with Ava Santina and Lawrence Fox, continued on to go on this whole segment of, well, what if Meghan was a politician? Knowing what the vitriol that's going to bring. Even when the truth comes out, the British media will continue on with this whole, we have to find an angle to stir up divisive debates about this woman right here. Not even this man right here, but this woman right here. The thing is about with Meghan is, like, I said this in one of my previous videos, she's not afforded the privilege or the empathy to just be a mom. Because at the core of this conversation about Meghan potentially running for a senator, a governor, or even the president, the foundation or the root of it is basically that this media, particularly the UK media, has very to none access, to little to no access to Meghan and Harry's world. So if they're not making up anything, they'll go and search high and low for any crumb of any type of verbiage or anything Meghan and Harry has said in the past that can give them an idea where they're going in the future. They'll use that, and they'll take that little seed and they'll make a whole piece of pie, a whole pie and cake with that one little ingredient, just to start a story like they're doing now. Because it is true, we don't know what Meghan and Harry is going to do next. But you don't question Kate about her reasoning of why she's not doing certain events, like why she don't travel no more than 10 miles away from her home because she wants to be closer to her kids. You guys don't question that. And you definitely give her the privilege and the empathy to say, oh, Kate, she's not going to the Singapore Earthshot Prize Awards because she wants to be there for her son's exam. Has it occurred to anyone that maybe Meghan is not doing a lot of stuff publicly as far as work? Maybe it's because she just wants to be with her kids. She wants to make sure her kids are decent human beings, and she wants to raise them and be a hands-on mom, just like Kate wants to be a hands-on mom. Has that occurred to anyone? But we live in this moment right now where, what is she going to do next? What is she doing next? Oh, she wants attention, so she has to do this. She's doing that. Like, what? The conversation always leads to this brand Meghan and Harry, brand Harry and like, it's always about this whole what's going to happen with their brand. What is their brand doing? And the whole conversation never is about just they have 2 babies. They want to be part of their babies' lives as much as possible while they're at this age, this very important age. I mean, wouldn't Kate know? The first 5 years is very important, right?